like choosing between two favorite children. That's not a question you can ask. I mean, I cosplay Rey and I cosplay Uhura, so it's not fair. I'd probably say Star Wars has a bit more of a legacy to it than Star Trek.
What is your preference between Star Wars and Star Trek? Oh, Star Trek, absolutely.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. It's gotta be Star Wars.
They're not my favourite films, but I'd probably pick Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Trek. No question, Star Wars.
I watch both.
I'm not really into either.
They're pretty cool for me.
I enjoy Star Wars a hell of a lot, but I think it's just purely Star Trek was first. I kind of identify with the most.
I hate Star Wars, so Star Trek, I'm sorry.
Star Wars all day. I was raised on it. Yeah, literally from the age of 4, I've been watching Star Wars. I started when I was 4, as I say.
I grew up kind of on the original, watching them on repeat, and then Next Gen came along and it blew my mind, and then DS9, and I just went, this is, every version was different. It explored a different idea, a different aspect.
I love both, but I'm on to Star Wars. It's sci-fi fantasy. It's not like straight science fiction, but it's got all the elements of great like action, adventure, love, epic action. Yeah, it's awesome. Definitely Star Wars.
Just kind of all the mythology around it, that kind of Star Wars set in the past a long time ago, gives you the ability to kind of change things, whereas like Star Trek, it's the future and you kind of have to add a bit more plausibility to it, even though it's kind of alien worlds and things like that. But I just love some of the kind of like the whole Jedi like sword fighting lightsaber kind of thing. Just really cool.
Because it's like a consistent series and there's like lots of different Star Treks out there. It's like it sort of reaches a wide variety of different like planets and things like that. So it's more range than Star Wars.
Sexism, racism, a bit of everything, with some good characters, and if in doubt, have a silly hologram episode. So it was a bit of everything, and I loved it.
I'm a big fan of Deep Space Nine, so definitely Star Trek. Much bigger series, more characters, interesting stories.
I think the Force definitely is a massive thing with Star Wars. There's almost like an element of like mystic to it. It's got kind of magic involved in it somehow, kind of rooted through it. I think Star Trek is super factual. So I think Star Wars for me gives you that extra element of kind of fantasy around it, really.
I like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek because I think he Star Warsified it. No offense, Star Trek fans, but like I find it a bit boring. But just like the older ones,
I always preferred it. I thought the stories were better, the characters were better. It was a positive idea of the future. It just had a bit of everything.
Star Trek does have its own unique universe that's quite deep, but I always preferred Star Wars because they always seemed like there was emotion and heart to it. There was a family and all the characters were complex, even the evil characters. There was more to them that met the eye.
Do you have a favourite character in that show?
Darth Maul,
I think it's Spock.
because he's badass. He is badass. I do, like, he is just amazing, and he just looks so cool as well.
Really he's clever, he's cool, he's pretty tough at times when he wants to be.
hands down Darth Vader, and because he's a badass. Like, you don't mess with that, do you? Like, yeah, Darth Vader, through and through.
Probably Luke Skywalker from the originals.
Chewbacca. He doesn't say a lot, but he does a lot.
Chewie from Star Wars, just so huggable, lots of fluff, love it, yeah.
It was Luke, but since the new one, like Kylo Ren, I think he's really cool. He's not just a villain, he's an actual character, so yeah, Kylo Ren.
By far, BB-8. Like by far. Old ones, I'd say Leia.
It's hard to pick anyone away from Luke. I think he's definitely kind of the centerpiece of the whole thing.
Everyone's got to love like R2. It's just so much fun, just kind of brings a bit of lightness to it.
And I love Rey.
Nog.
Captain Picard.
Basically these story arcs of him growing up to become a soldier, becoming a war hero, and then really regretting it. And all the loss from that story, it's really a good storyline.
The Doctor from Voyager, he was just so snarky. I really like that. He was, he just tolerated no fools whatsoever, and I like that.
Apart from Luke, I think in terms of like bad guys, Phantom Menace, like he was awesome.
Kylo Ren. Because let's be honest, Star Wars Force Awakens showed, portrayed Force powers really so cool. Oh my god. I mean, suspending a blaster bolt in mid-air, I mean, you can't get more cooler than that.
Oh, R2-D2.
I'm losing my mustache. Yeah.
Did you know that R2-D2 obviously was the most offensive character in sci-fi history? Because they bleeped out all of his words.
No, I didn't know that.